Hi again then guys, and welcome to another installment of Heavy Hitters on Forza Horizon 3, the review series for pretty much everything off-road in nature or utility in nature as well. It could be vans, buggies, SUVs, trucks, and this particular vehicle is nestled very clearly in the SUV category, certainly the exotic SUV category. Now with that being said, it's got huge potential, both in real life and on the game, because this is one of the very few SUVs which can genuinely run with supercars, not just for straight line speed, but for all-round ability, and its maximum PI level, when you tune it up, mirrors that. It's over 960. That is incredibly high for an SUV. So let's break down more specifically our 5 categories, to find out how it compares, at least of course by my scale, to the other vehicles in this category. First of all, as always, we have the handling, and for the handling on the Urus, probably not too surprisingly, I'm giving it a full 5. And one of the reasons why is because this car, for what it is, has a very impressive weight. It weighs just under 2 tons, which for a normal car would be heavy, certainly, but for an SUV that really isn't. Especially not for a full-size luxury exotic SUV such as this. It's a good 300 to 500 kilos lighter than many of its main rivals, and in some cases it's even lighter than that in comparison. As far as acceleration goes, well, probably not too surprisingly again, I'm giving it a full 5. It's fantastic for acceleration. You've got 552 horsepower from a turbo aspirated 4-litre V8, which is pretty unusual for a Lamborghini, but it works in the case of this car. It's powerful, it's torquey, in fact it has more torque than power, 553 foot-pounds, and when you combine those numbers into a 2-ton SUV, well, it goes some. It really does, and when you tune it up, it's, as I said earlier, capable of literally taking on supercars. As far as top-end speed goes, well, that's arguably the easiest 5 of the bunch, because even stock, it can outrun most of the other SUVs, but it's when you tune it that this SUV really comes into its own, because you're looking at around 267 miles per hour. That's insanely quick for an SUV, and there are hardly any others which can even come close to that. That leaves stuff like the Bowler EXRS, the Cadillac Escalade, just in the weeds. There are some which can keep up, but even then, they have a hard time. As far as value for money, I am going to give it a full 5 again, because despite the 150 grand price, you have to bear in mind that this is a Lamborghini that we're talking about, a Lamborghini concept car, no less. So a 150 grand price is actually remarkably reasonable, and not only is it reasonable for a Lambo, but better than that, it's reasonable for how good it actually is. It's cheaper than the Bowler, for instance, but it's better as well. It's also significantly cheaper than something like a Ford T6, which can come close in terms of performance, but costs around 875,000 credits. And finally, rounding out our 5 categories is the usability, the kind of range that this SUV has. And once again, I'm going to have to round it off with another 5, because not only is this extremely quick in every class that it can be in, from A to S1 to S2, but the fact that it can be used even in the A class shows just how usable this car can be. It's fast, it's competitive, it's fun, and it's a brilliant all-rounder. And as a tabulation of those 5 scores put together, you can pretty easily tell that I'm giving it a perfect score of 100. But that's it for this pick overall. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, thanks for watching.